do it again. Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this fun conversation. My name is Genevieve Young, and this week we'll be talking about alignment with another hot seater, someone that's been in the hot seat at an Abraham Hicks seminar. And I'm happy to welcome Eileen Anderson. Hello, Eileen.
Hello, Genevieve. I love your name. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. So it's so
Yeah.
nice to have you. I'm very happy to speak with you about alignment.
I'm very happy to be here. It's been very exciting. A lot of good anticipation.
Good, good. So I have my two favorite questions that I ask
Mhm.
every guest. So the first one is, how have you discovered Abraham? And the second one is, how many times have you been in the hot seat?
I'll answer the second one first. I've only been in the hot seat one time. I've been to several conventions, or I guess that's the word for it. But I discovered Abraham. It's so funny. It was in 2007, and I don't remember the year of many things. I know my daughter was born in 1999, but beyond that, I'm not a person that remembers the year. So it was pretty significant to me. And it was in late 2007, and I was living with my sister, and we were both kind of searchers. I mean, I joked at her shelves because it was her house. It was full of self help books. I mean, we would talk about Wayne Dyer. We would talk about men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We were both really seeking. And one day she came home with a VHS tape. This was in
Oh,
2007.
wow.
And she handed it to me in the way we all talk about Abraham with people for the first time. This is kind of out there, but you might want to check it out. And I did. I checked it out, and it's amazing to me how quickly it resonated. Um, Abraham was talking to a man in the hot seat that wanted to have success in his business. And she said, "You're not a vibrational match to success in your
Mm,
business." And I didn't know what that meant, but I knew I wasn't a vibrational match to what I wanted. I knew that my seeking had so much to do with alignment. I didn't have that vocabulary, but I just knew that there was a connection that I wanted to make, and I wasn't making it. And I really knew that this
mm,
would help me. So it was pretty powerful. And I've been like,
yeah.
I've been a full blown Abraham ever since.
Oh, good. So, what
Yeah.
would be your definition of alignment? Like now, like we're what, 14 years after? What would
I
be,
know, 14 years
yeah,
later. You know, and
yeah.
it's true. It's when I agree with my source, when I see things the way source sees things, I am in
Mm,
alignment. And so
mm,
and our body is the best barometer. If I'm off or if I'm, tense or anxious, man, I know my source is looking at this situation differently than me. So alignment
yeah.
is when me, physical Eileen source, when we're like looking through the same lens, that's just
Yeah.
boom. That's it.
I
Yeah.
love that definition. That's so
Yeah.
clear. Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
Took me 14
So,
years to get here, but yeah, whatever it's been.
yeah, it's good. Yeah. So you know what I do every time I have an
Mhm.
interview, I listen to your hot seat and then I choose like three different segments from it and I ask you questions. So I did that with your hot seat. So if you're ready, we're going to start with the first part right
Let's do
now.
it.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Well, my question is about
Whoop.
well, my question is about potential because this job, as I said, it's not a very prestigious job. It doesn't have a lot of cachet or a lot of panache, and I've always felt like people use this word with me a lot, potential. You have so much potential. And I'm in my 50s now, and it's like, when am I going to realize this potential? Maybe, and so I've taken a different approach.
Well, we want to just say we're happy to hear you further, but we want to say that when we speak in terms of success, people are looking for success that our perspective is that the success that you're all seeking is alignment with your inner being, because success is joy, and joy comes from that resonance. And so if you're talking about potential, it's exactly the same thing. Your potential is all about your in this moment connection with your source, because your life has caused you to create a vibrational reality that is not vibrational potential, it's vibrational reality. How much of that vibrational reality you allow into your experience? You want to call it potential, we call it vibrational reality. You want to call it future potential, we want to call it right now, present tense, vibrational reality. And so as you begin to, first of all, hold the highest regard for the alignment, prestige is perspective of others. Prestige is what humans give each other when each other are doing things the way each other human think that they should. But true potential is always about alignment with your own vortex.
Mm.
Yeah.
Success is alignment with your inner being. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I love the fact that Abraham was talking about your vibrational reality, and you started by telling me you knew that you weren't a vibrational match to what you wanted to have. So, what is that vibrational reality for you? How could
You
you
know,
define it?
I feel so blessed in a way that for me, um, the brass ring, the goal for me hasn't been in the manifestations of physical things. While I think physical things are wonderful, I always wanted to feel good. And so even just as a young child that wasn't in alignment, I knew that a house wasn't going to make me feel good. A fancy car wasn't going to make me feel good. I knew that I wanted alignment. So listening to that now, it's just so resonant with me still, because I think sometimes my job doesn't have a lot of panache. I'll just say it, but that's me looking for trappings. That's me looking for other people to say, oh, she's got such a cool job or something. But all I know is those things are great. But if I don't have my alignment, I don't care about any of that other stuff. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Abraham just gave you permission to say, you're using the wrong barometer if you're looking for those kinds of trappings to define your success. If you are lined up with your source,
mm,
what more success is there than that? I got
mm,
chills all over my body. When you see the world through the eyes of source, and that other stuff is wonderful, but it doesn't
yeah,
mean really much to me at all if I don't have that connection,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Okay, let's go. We have a comment from Susan Young, and she
Hello,
says,
Susan.
perfect awareness. You knew you weren't a vibrational match. Oh, you see, whatever. Yeah, that's what I was bringing up. And that's interesting if you can really feel it without even knowing what it means.
I
So
didn't
that's
even know
what
what
I
those words meant, but I knew I was listening to the right stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's so
Suzanne.
much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the second part of your hot seat.
All right.
Potential is life having helped you carve out an intention, and you having the wherewithal in this moment to open your valve to the fullest extent, so that the energy that you have summoned can flow through for the satisfaction in this moment. That is the best description or definition of potential that we've ever offered. So you have to come to the place where you're looking for true potential, not what earthly poles have decided it is. Is it the shoes you wear? Is it the jewelry you wear? Is it the house you live in? Is it the neighborhood you live in? Is it the people you hang around with? It's the inner being you hang around with. It's the percentage of what you've asked for that you allow to flow to you and through you in any moment in time. That's potential. And it's an infinite number that is moment by moment increasing, and you're not ever going to utilize it all. You're not ever going to recognize it all. There's always going to be more potential than you are ready to let in any moment in time. And understanding that is what true humility is, it's what true compassion is, and it's what true living happily ever after is.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to let myself off the hook for having potential look like anything other than finding joy in this moment.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're saying that finding joy in the moment will allow more of the vibrational reality to be manifested? Is that what, if I can resume this, am I understanding this correctly?
Well, I really do think that's all there is joy in this moment. I mean, um, like I said, I know we're having a physical experience in this world, but again, it's just the alignment. It's just opening ourselves up to, and it's funny, our body is such a wonderful barometer again. Like when I want to open up to joy, I open up my body, I loosen up my
Mhm.
shoulders, I uncross my legs. It's just kind of allowing this energy to flow. And so, yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to this. I've listened to this clip a few times. I'm gonna have to listen to it a few more times to listen to it. But yeah, it's uh, I don't even think I answered your question, but looking for joy in each moment.
Yeah.
What better way to spend a moment than to just be
Mm.
open to the joy that's there and present in that moment? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and I love the fact that you're talking about the body because, of course, we can really feel, when we're not feeling good, if we're afraid, we're like shutting down, we're
Yeah.
closing up and we're all contracted and, it's hard to have the energy flow within
Yeah.
ourselves. And if we're in a joy state, well, yeah, we're open and we're like happy and
Yeah.
jumping and letting the energy flow in. Yeah.
I didn't talk about it a lot with Abraham on this particular clip, but anxiety is kind of the way my lack of alignment manifested, and that's just we're summoning energy, energy's flowing, but in the anxiety, oh my God, we're tensing against it, and that's when it becomes really uncomfortable. But more and more, if I can just relax this body and just let the energy flow, and then joy comes in, lots of wonderful feelings come in, and yeah, kind of
I
perfect
love it.
perfect
Yeah.
little blending we have going on here on Earth. I think it's pretty amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, you're so right.
yeah,
Because I,
yeah.
I wrote down the definition that Abraham gave you of potential. Abraham said,
Mhm,
potential is life having helped you carve out an intention
mhm.
and you opening your valve so the energy that you have summoned can flow through in this moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and
So
that's
I think
bliss.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the opposite coin of that is when you don't allow it to flow. So I've been familiar with both sides of the coin. I like it a lot better
Yeah.
when I'm an open valve and just letting the energy flow. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's all about the vibrational reality. So whatever you wanted, the intention you put forward, your dream, your objectives, whatever it is, and then being in alignment is allowing it to flow in your own reality right now. So that's what I
Yeah,
really love about that definition. Yeah.
yeah.
We have so many comments.
Really?
Let's look at them. Yeah. So we have Janet Anderton that says, "Hey, Eileen, wonderful conversation. Thank you,
Hi,
Janet. Nice to
Janet.
see you." Yeah. And then we have uh you two are oh you two are
We're growing.
glowing. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. And then we have someone saying, love the talk of potential, vibrational match to source is the match. Yeah, exactly. Oh, sending love, Eileen and Genevieve. So I don't know who is
Mm.
that's coming from, but thank you so much. I'm receiving it.
Yeah.
What better moment than finding joy? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Nice.
Relaxation is the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
learning
So
that
that's
more.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
reading. It's okay.
feeling.
I'm already reading Suzanne.
Pardon me.
Oh, I'm already reading Suzanne's comments. I'm jumping the gun.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good, good. Yeah. Yes, feeling joy is equal to being in alignment. Yeah, good. And then we have Janet that says, such an empowerment. Sorry, I don't have my
Such
glasses.
an
So, such
empowering definition.
for
Okay.
potential straight from the horse's mouth. Oh,
Abe.
so
Abe is
AB,
the horse's
Abe,
mouth. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we have Kevin Young. Eileen is one of the brightest, shining examples of allowing. I know,
Wow. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Kevin Young. Mm.
This is
Oh, it's Lindsay.
Lindsay. Oh, hello,
There we
Lindsay. Hello,
go. Hi,
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Oh, there's a
Okay, so
party.
thank you for being
Mhm.
there and watching. Yeah, that's so much fun. So let's go to the
Yeah.
third part of
All right.
your hot seat. Yeah.
But when you get that, it's not the destination, it's all. But when you get that, it's not the destination, it's always
Okay.
about the journey.
This is
Because the
for
journey is
me.
always about the alignment.
Mm.
But when you get that,
The
it's
third part
not
doesn't
the
want to play.
destination.
Let me see what I
Yeah.
can do here.
This is where we fill in.
But when you get
I don't know
that,
why it's
it's
not.
not the
Sometimes it
destination, it's
happens.
always.
That's what I was saying, like before we started.
But
Yeah,
when you
I have
get
some
that, it's
technical
not the destination,
issues.
it's always about the journey. Because the journey is always about the alignment or not. Then you get to be inspired by your inner being to constant rendezvous that don't require setting life aside, getting on an airplane, going to places that you haven't been before. You have to practice that being in sync with source, who knows where all the nuggets are. And there's nuggets in the box store, and there's nuggets in the conversations with people, and there's nuggets in what they know, and most of all, there are nuggets in the combining of them and you. When you enliven someone through your sheer being aliveness, it just doesn't get any better than that. We're just saying, don't hold out for the preconceived notion of where the good stuff is, and realize that it's wherever you are, and that sometimes, in fact often, most always, every time, the thrill of this connection is in unexpected places. You just find yourself just filled with utter satisfaction in a surprising situation. That doesn't mean that you're precluded from rainbows or cruises or excellence or fantasticness. It just means that you don't have to wait for the rareness of that to experience the prevalence of the other. That's really what we're saying. That connection can be a prevalent part of your life, even though being on a remote island somewhere isn't that prevalent. Your book could be called "It Isn't an Island, It's a Box Store."
Okay.
But I've seen more rainbows in here than you'll ever see on your islands, or something like that.
Something like that. All right. I'm really good at finding those nuggets every single day, everywhere I go. Probably my favorite thing to do on my day off is just to have a list of errands lined up, because I know at every stop I'm going to have such a wonderful interaction. I think part of me is craving the hotels and the bigger adventures and the bigger rendezvous. Is that shooting myself in the foot?
It isn't, as long as the craving isn't yearning.
Okay.
Craving or enjoying or anticipating is one thing. feeling the absence of it is another thing altogether. And you can't do both. You can't be enjoying the moment and worrying about something at the same time. So the more you're enjoying the moment parlays into those other things. We just want you to know that this wonderful stuff that you are looking for is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all
Really
I've got
good.
for now.
Really
Thank you
good.
so much.
Really good.
I love that. Okay, so many
Yeah.
things I want to ask. So
All
first,
right.
did you write a book?
Oh my God. I knew that question. I knew that question was coming. And so I have been doing something that I heard J.K. Rowling did. Whenever she had an inspiration, she would just write it on a piece of paper and throw it in a jar. So that when the day came and she started writing, she would just pull out the idea. So for a while now, if I've had just like an extraordinary day at work or just a really powerful conversation with a customer, because again, these things are not happening, they're happening in a big box store, which shall remain nameless. It's a big hardware store, right? I work in one and I talk to
Yeah.
people all day long. So
So you're still
I've
working there.
been collecting,
Yeah.
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 And I'm still just collecting nuggets. And then the other day, because of the focus that was required to do this podcast, there's nothing like having something that causes you to laser focus. I was really thinking about that book, and I had an idea of how I would like to lay it out. I'm like, okay, that was the first big um, moving past just writing little snippets and putting them in my phone. So yeah, so I
Yeah.
had an idea, and I'm just gonna have fun with it. But I
I
think
thought
there's a book there.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that I was on an island while we were having that conversation. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
there's rainbows everywhere, not even on islands. We all got on a plane and traveled
Exactly.
far. Exactly what Abraham said. You don't need to do necessarily. You can have the great gems and
Yeah.
interactions there, but it doesn't have to be that way. And I
That's
really
what I
do.
love. Yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
love about the conversation, when Abraham says, the nuggets are everywhere,
it's
If
everywhere. Oh my God, I can have
yeah.
the best time at the supermarket just talking to people. It just fills my heart with just so much joy. Just those fun
Uh,
little nuggets. Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it's fun to know you will see more and more wherever you are, So it does not happen only when you're going on vacation or
Oh
if you're
yeah.
going on a trip. Yeah. Yeah.
I was on jury duty the other day and I had the most wonderful exchange with the lady that excused us, and it was just like man, I'm at jury duty and I just had such a wonderful connection with somebody. So it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the message in your hot seat also. It's when you were saying that feeling joy really allows the energy to flow. So and we're feeling good. So if we're not feeling good, we're probably focused on the absence of what we want. So the energy is not flowing and what we want is not flowing either.
We're not looking at it the same way our source is. That's just, yeah, if we're not feeling good, our
Yeah.
source has a different perspective. So try on a few other perspectives till you find one that feels good, and then it's like, all right, now I'm more in alignment with my source. It's just try it on for size. Try thinking of something a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
It's
a
so
different.
simple, so simple.
It it,
Just
it
see
is.
it with the same eyes that source is. I love that. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
heard somebody from a previous hot seat conversation, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. It is simple. It is so simple. But
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it really does take a deliberate effort. And then sometimes I don't want to make the effort. Sometimes I'm just like, no, I think I'm just going to be pissy right now. I honor that human
Yeah.
side of myself as well. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm not going to look for the other perspective in this moment. Eventually I will. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like Abraham says, going in and out is fine. It's fine to go in and
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Last week I was talking with another guest and she said, there's value in everything. So even though you're not feeling well, there's value in it. So as soon as you know
Yeah,
that, you stop,
yeah,
hitting on your head because you're not always feeling good. This is not the goal either.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Just be easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to cut other people slack. Sometimes it's harder to cut ourselves slack. So everybody give themselves a big pat on the shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And a
So
deep
is
breath.
there anything, pardon me?
Oh, and a deep breath. We talked about that. Just a pat on the shoulder, love ourselves, and nothing that a good deep breath can't help, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you're so
Yeah.
right. So right. Yeah. Um, what is it that you would say you really took out from your hot seat? What is there any like big moment that you had after being in that hot seat, or something you're really doing in your life right now that ease everything up? What did you learn from that hot seat?
It's funny because again, thank you for providing the focus because I have been thinking about it, and I didn't go there with Abraham, but the part that has been my biggest takeaway, unconditional love feels so good. I simply adore my job. I bless my job. I thank my job for giving me the opportunity to just be so wonderful to people I don't know. Now, here's the catch.
Mm.
How do I bring that home to the people that I am in relationships with and do have, expectations of? And for me, that was really my biggest takeaway. Like, I feel like that conversation took me halfway home. Like, I'm really good at
Mm.
unconditional love when
Mm.
there's no expectation and no attachment. And now I need to bring that to the people that are closest to me in my life, and that was my biggest takeaway, is
Uh,
that's now where my journey has taken me, is bringing that unconditional love to everybody. And that might be a whole other conversation if you ever do a podcast about unconditional love. But my biggest takeaway there is sometimes you do have to remove yourself from, in the store, if I'm talking to somebody and their energy is kind of off, I don't have an attachment to make it right with that person. I'll just gently go elsewhere. And sometimes in our relationships, taking a step back, like I want to love you so much that I'm just going to take a step back, is the most loving
mm.
gesture we can make, because I can still love you. And I need to do it for myself from a little further away. So this conversation was wonderful, and there was still a big piece for me that I'm exploring, and that's the unconditional love of people that are closest to me in my life.
I'm
Yeah.
touched. Yeah, yeah, I can feel I can feel your
Yeah.
vibration right now. Yeah. Thank you for doing this. And you
Oh,
know what?
wow. Thank
I
you.
There's a part in your conversation with Abraham that I did not play today, where Abraham is telling you that it's much easier, to
Mm.
have like fluid conversations with people we don't know, because you have
Mhm.
no um like no
No agenda,
attachments or
no
nothing.
attachment, no expectation. I just get to love them, and then they go on about their
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be our next conversation, our next fun conversation,
Yeah, I
you
would
and
like
me
that.
together. I want
I
to
would
talk
love
about
that.
that too. Yeah. So
Oh,
in
man,
my
that would be
next
great.
season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you
So
so much. This has been wonderful.
we still have a few comments so I'm
Ah,
just gonna read them right there. I will I don't have my glasses, but anyways, I'll do my best. Okay, so we saw this one. That was Lindsay. Always about
that's
the
about the
journey.
journey.
Yeah, exactly. And we tend to forget that sometimes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Abraham really wanted us to remember that. You're so
It's
right.
a journey.
Yeah. Eileen is such a perfect example of walking your talk. I can
Thank
tell
you,
that. I
Suzanne.
can tell that.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure. Because I love you is the reason I take a step back. Yes,
oh
yes,
yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I love that
Ah, this
too.
is so great. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, Eileen. I really appreciate that fun conversation that we just had. It was a smooth conversation, a very heart to heart connection conversation that I really, really appreciate. A nourishing
I
conversation.
feel like I'm with you in that palm tree right now. I feel so
Yes.
close. Yes. Scoot
Come,
over.
come, come. No
Yeah, I
problem.
know. I'd love it. That's an
All
idea.
right. Sending
Thank
you
you.
much
Mwah.
love.
Much love to
Yeah.
you and
We'll talk
everybody.
again soon. All
I'd like
right.
that.
Bye
All right. Bye
bye.
all.
Bye.
Bye.
So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you just in a few minutes with Theron Taylor for another fun conversation. Okay, take care. Bye bye.